Hey, what's up? It's Greg from Fisherman's Headquarters, and today is Wednesday, November 19th. I'm up here in the Mid-Island Surf, Long Beach Island. Here to share an updated fishery report with you folks. Had an awesome fishing session yesterday. Wanted to get a report out to you then, but I kind of ran out of time. Fished until sunset, and most of the day today was a little more gnarly. Lots more wind and rain, cranking out of the northeast. Right now, it's kind of settled down a little bit. Wind's still blowing, I don't know, call it 15 or so. Surf, you'll see in a second as I swing down here to the water's edge. I just call it 1 to 3 foot, 2 foot range-ish coming across the sandbars here. It is right around sunset. It's 4 o'clock. Sunset's like, I think 4:30, 5 o'clock, something like that. I think you got the higher tide. I'll look at my phone real quick. I think the higher tide's like 6:30. Yeah, 6:30 tonight off the LBI surf. You have high tide. Fish report off the surf is definitely on the slow side for Long Beach Island. I can show there was a couple fish getting picked. I know Dante from Magictail's had a couple fish earlier this week. A couple anglers in the shop say they're picking a couple fish. Most anglers that are catching are using lures. Pencil poppers for distance. You can fish the needlefish. Also, if you're gonna fish the deeper cuts, which I would suggest, fish small paddle tails, metal lips, little swim plugs like a little SP minnow, little rapalas, some Zuris and such. I know that Chris Messino probably had I think the most recent weigh in the Long Beach Island Surf Fishing Tournament. As far as boat fishing report goes, it's been on fire. Don't let my exact report tell you that. You go on social media, I'm sure you'll see hundreds of reports. I'll just read a couple off here that a few captains posted yesterday. I got into a really fun time. Greg Carr, longtime captain out of Barnegat Light, LBI Charters, awesome captain, awesome operation. His report was boys picked away at him with as many on as 5 at a time. So it's great to see. They were into him yesterday. Also, Captain Mike Villanova. He is longtime captain again out of Barnegat Light. Runs a No Limit. Also used to run the Carolina once upon a time. He said as good as it gets. He had an awesome charter yesterday. I know that Steve Gross, Stevie G, he was out with Steve Perel. Captain Steve Perel runs Real Fantasy Fishing Charters out of Barnegat Light. They had a great session. I know that Captain Steve said absolute insanity. And if I bounce back to what Steve Gross posted, he said, my jaws hurt from smiling, arms are sore from catching all day. Awesome day. So those are just a couple little captions I could share with you. Yesterday I had a great day. It was actually a perfect day, lined up really good. Dante from Magictails gave me a heads up that he had a film guy, his buddy Nate, coming up from South Carolina, wanted to get into some striped bass, and he wanted to utilize some of his fishing tackle he sells, some of his products. So we did a little product kind of video trip. Really wanted to focus on his Magictail rods. The Intro Rod series, for anybody who doesn't know, are awesome. We basically started out using I fish his rods all the time, but started using his rods. Some of the new Quantum spinning reels were mounted on them. We were fishing his spooks. Dante made some beautiful wood spooks. Anybody who's not familiar with a wood spook, well, first off, a spook's a topwater lure. The dock is a plastic one. It's very popular. Zuri also makes a really, an improved spook, new style. They cast really good, a little heavier duty. But Dante really went back to the classic style wood for weight, so you could load it up with a heavier rod, like say his 7-foot medium, 7.6 medium heavy, 8-foot medium heavy. Those 3 are the rods I fish from Dante. But also if you're fishing off the surf, you're fishing say 9-foot heavier rod, 10-foot medium heavy or heavy, or 11-foot rod, you really want to get that distance off the beach to get out, reach out to the outer bar. Or if you are in the bar and you're trying to reach those breaking fish that are in the far, say, reaches, sometimes those small lures on a light rod doesn't cut the mustard. You really need some serious lumber, some serious weight, and you need a really strong, powerful rod that has a really good fast recovery to give you that powerful cast, long cast. With that said, he made these wood lures last year, and he also revised them again for this year. We were just kind of testing out some new ones. He just gave me a handful of them to fish yesterday. Had a fun time fishing topwaters. We got up there, basically foaming all around. Fish was teeing off. I shared my report on Monday. Monday was also awesome. A lot less boats because it was blowing a gale. Actually, there was very few boats. There's 3 boats. Yesterday was not the case. Tons of boats. Wasn't really the circus that they had on the weekend, but I will say there's, I guess people maybe haven't fished blitz conditions before, maybe not really sure, or they're just totally inconsiderate. But I'll just kind of jump in and leave the fish report for 1 second and share. As far as boat handling goes, normally if you are a captain, you understand the rules of the road, which would be from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock off the bow. That's where you have to bow down. You do not have right of way. Anything else, you normally have priority. Now, you always have to act and react to what's going on and always give way to prevent a collision. However, if two boats are going very slow, someone, say, coming off your left side, which would be your port, does not have right of way. The person who's, say, from, like I said before, noon to 3 o'clock has you know, that they have to bow down to who's in that zone. So if somebody's off to my, say, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, I've got right away. I'm creeping slowly, they're creeping slowly. People cut people off. It's just how it goes. But that whole thing aside, I'll just say that, you know, when you have a west wind and there's bait stacked up, you don't want to push and push and push from downwind. You want to go around and come from upwind, start the drift and push through. I can't tell you how many times over the years you have a beautiful setup, beautiful drift going, you're catching fish and you have a much longer drift and much more fish to catch. You're set up properly and 3, 4, 5 yin-yangs just all cut you off, cutting you short, as opposed to getting up to the top of the, say, the line and coming through in a say, a respectable fashion. I'll just say that now just to get it off my chest. It just drives me nuts. I could really care less. I have a blitz going, I'm catching fish. Somebody cuts me off, great, cool. I just wave at them, say, hey, right on, man. Hopefully catch a few. I'm stoked for people catching them, but it's because I've experienced some awesome fishing. I've experienced some awesome blitzes. Yeah, I'm kind of bummed out sometimes when my clients kind of get cut off or get pinched. But it is what it is. It's how it goes. But I kind of really feel bad for the guys that, say, get on a bite early. Maybe some guys that don't get out enough, always stuck doing other things. They only have a little bit of time in the water. They finally get into a really, really good bite. And then some inconsiderate yin-yang kind of gets in there and screws up their whole day. That's what I really feel for most. But to bounce back, what I can share is there's a lot of fish out there last week into the weekend. At times there was some, say, slow days. I'm not saying it was blitzing and going off every single day, but it seems like a lot of those fish really came together on the bait. We've got an abundance of bait in the area. It's both adult bunker and also juvenile bunker, both peanuts and lollipops. When I say juvenile, lollipops would be, say, call it like a 6 to 7 inch, but also some bigger baits. There's also some spearing or white bait, something along those lines, some small stuff, some bay anchovies, some 1 to 3 inch baits, some smaller clouds or red bait too, which I believe is baby hake. You're gonna see some sand eels around. You'll see the smaller birds on that smaller bait. You'll see them picking the sand eels. Those are the terns and gulls. A lot of times we're starting to see some gannets on the bigger baits. There's definitely an abundance of bait around. There's some schools of bunker that are stretched out in different areas. But it seems to me that a lot of those fish kind of pulled off and pushed into the say, more shallow waters. There was a good abundance of them out at the 3 mile line the other day, and I know there's plenty of fish out past that. I was looking for some tuna and found some bass popping out there, but striped bass is federally protected, so it's closed outside 3 miles out in federal waters. It seemed to me a lot of that biomass has slid in and towards the beach. At least that's the way it was yesterday. They were stacked up on the bait. They were stacked up feeding, foaming for hours, blitzing on top, just flopping, fish all over. I did get some pretty cool footage with, if anybody's familiar with it, like a water camera, like a water wolf or a Go Fish cam. I don't remember exactly what brand it was. I think it was Go Fish Cam. But buddy Nate, who's on the boat, the camera bag, he handed one to me and said, hey, can you rig this up behind a lure? And I'm like, I'm just gonna clip it on and fish it as if it is the lure, no hook. As opposed to, you know, say giving you a vantage point of the lure swimming behind it. I just want to figure, here's the vantage point of actually the tail of the lure. So it was great. We cast it into some pods. I'll try to throw up a little video of that I made a quick little edit. I didn't finish it because I was waiting to get some more video from Nate. He didn't really get it all to me. Just messaged me a couple cool clips. So I tried to put a little something together. I will throw, call it finalized edit minute video, quick little short. I throw it up on YouTube maybe later today or tomorrow whenever I find some time. But what I really wanted to say, there's plenty of fish here. We've got 2 weeks ahead here, 2 weeks left in the November season. I'm looking forward to what is ahead. Beaver moon is now, that's basically the next moon in the cycle of moons here towards the end of the year. I would say right now is gonna be the best shot at, say, that late fall fishing that everyone really gets stoked up for the fall run. It's here now on the Jersey Shore, on the Central Jersey coast is lit up. Those fish will be sliding down the coast. There's plenty of bait here. Match the hatch and get in on the fun. And one thing I'd also like to say is there's some big tuna inshore, big tuna midshore, and big tuna on the beach. You probably saw some posts and videos about that. I hooked one on Monday and got spooled. And I hooked one yesterday. We were on it for 2.5 hours, about 2 hours, 15 minutes on an accurate 400. We were pulling some Mojos after we got some of the footage of the products that Dante wanted to get done on the light tackle side.
So we hooked up, don't think it's a striper. It took off and almost spooled us. Don't know what it is, but we don't think it's a striper.
Of his Mojo rods, which are awesome glass rods, super durable. We put the screws to them yesterday, and also his Mojos. I think anybody who's trolled Mojos in the past knows about the Magictail Mojos from Dante at Magictail. They are awesome. For those that say, oh, it's blitzing, what are you trolling Mojos for? Well, sometimes you might want to say, let me push that blitz and that crazy circus out and let me just troll away from them. That's kind of what we did. We said, look, we want to get some footage of the Mojos. Some days when it's slow and it's spread out, that's how you catch them. Nate was up here, he said, oh, let's drop them, we'll catch a couple fish, see what happens. We literally trolled away from the fleet, just went straight away, the opposite direction from where it was blitzing at. Just drove away, started catching fish. One of the, say, a couple minutes in, had a big takedown, just took off, went screaming. Turns out after 2.5 hours, we were almost 6 miles offshore. Took us from, say, 15 to 20 foot of water, straight off to, I don't know, the lumps offshore of Island Beach State Park there. And we had the leader 3 times, just fished too big for us, too big for the tackle, way too big for a little accurate 400. I honestly don't think any other reel would have been able to put in 2 hours plus on that. We literally had that drag maxed out, buttoned up. I'm very stoked and very happy with the, say, the tensile strength and durability of Cortland line, made in USA. If anyone doesn't fish Master Braid, definitely give it a look. Shout out to Brooks at Cortland Line there. We had that line pinging for a long while. We just put the screws there, tried to break it off, and actually struggled to break it off for a bit. But we had a great fight, had a great fun time. Nate's definitely got some video of that, so stay tuned. If you don't follow Magictail Outfitters, check them out on Facebook, Instagram. You'll be seeing some videos from them. There's some funny stuff he posts, but there's also some good product videos there. Bring you some good information. As far as that goes, Dante's an awesome fisherman, so if you see some of his products, definitely check them out. They've all been really refined and figured out and designed by him. Great saltwater angler from light tackle to big game. He wins a lot of big money tournaments offshore, catching big eyes, catching all sorts of different tuna, marlin, but he's also a striped bass surf expert, tog expert, and everything in between. So just a shout out to Magictails for that. Once again, it's Greg at Fisherman's Headquarters. If you're looking to get geared up and have some fun for the rest of this fall, like I mentioned earlier in the report, we've got a solid 2 weeks here to go in November. Hopefully we'll see how things play out. We may have fishing right into December. Really just started turning on here and turning into full gear more recently. So I think we got a lot more left in the tank. We'll see how it plays out. Got to go to know. You definitely don't want to show up to the beach and say, should have been here yesterday. So if you got time, put it in, see what you can do. Don't have many days left in the year. So now's the time to go fish. Think you'll enjoy yourself. If you catch fish or not, but if you get them, please share a report. If you want to share with the community, drop a comment down below. Hopefully everybody's out there in YouTube land getting some fish when they can. Hopefully you guys are enjoying yourselves. Once again, it's Greg at Fisherman's Headquarters. Have a great day.